Coach Geoffrey, your basic technology teacher. Today we are going to continue from where we stopped in our previous lesson. Here we'll talk about geometrical construction, and under it we look at triangles. Okay, we're able to define what triangle is all about. We classify triangles. We also look at the different types of triangles, and we're able to construct some triangles in our previous lesson. And today we are going to continue with that by inscribing and circumscribing circles into a given triangle. Okay? Alright, so we have some examples here on the board. Example 1 says we should construct a triangle AB 110 mm, BC 105 mm, and CA 120 mm, and inscribe a circle to touch the three sides of the triangle. Alright, so for us to do this, it's always preferable to make a rough sketch to see how our triangle is going to be like. Okay, so once you have a question, you can have a sketch of a triangle somewhere. Alright, then you label it. Let's call this base AB and call it C. Alright, so we have our AB to be 110, alright, 110 mm, and we have our BC to be 105 mm, okay, and we have our CA to be 120 mm, alright. So once you are done with this now, you can continue by constructing the triangle. So all you need to do is to get your instrument, alright. So we are going to make this our instrument. You get your ruler, alright. So let's start with our baseline. The baseline, okay, the horizontal line down here, which is AB, given as 110 mm. Alright, so all you just need to do is to set your ruler, make sure it's straight, it's looking like a horizontal line. So we'll set our ruler and draw an horizontal line. So after drawing the horizontal line, you choose a point. You can call this point A. Alright, so we are going to get our point B going to the right hand side, and you are going to follow the dimensions given, which is 110. AB is given as 110 mm. So you use your ruler to measure 110, alright? So you use your ruler and measure 110. Let's assume this is our 110 mm. Okay, so this becomes our B. If you don't want to use your ruler, you can use your compass to take the dimension on your ruler and simply transfer it to the line. Okay? Maybe you take 0 to 110 mm on your ruler, then you transfer it to the line you've drawn already. Alright? So once you're done with this, we are through with line AB, which is given as 110 mm. So we can continue from B to C, or we can continue from A to C. But let's go this way, okay? AB and to C. Alright? So our BC is given as 105 mm. So you take the measurement on your ruler, use your compass, take the measurement on your ruler. So now, if this is our 105 mm, you pick it, then you place the pin mouth of your compass at point B, then you draw an arc. Alright? That's an arc. So when you're done with that, you can try to draw the other last line, which is line CA, and the dimension is given as 120 mm. So you pick 120 on your ruler, okay? 120 mm, okay? Let's assume this is our 120 mm. Then you place it at point A, alright? You can see this, then you cut the arc that you've drawn before. Alright. So once you are done with this, you use your ruler to join the lines or the point to the intersection of the arc. So you join from B to where these two arcs intersect. Sorry. Alright, so you do this carefully. Make sure you get to that point where the two arcs intersect. Then you join from that point down to your point A. These 2 points where the arcs intersect is now known as our point C. Okay? So once you are done with this, measure the dimensions. You are going to see that here is going to be 110 mm. Alright? And here is going to be base is 105. while this other side, AC or CA, as the case may be, is 120 millimeter. Alright? So we are done with one part of the question. Now we ask to inscribe a circle to touch the three sides of the triangle. Alright? So once you are given this kind of question, you can, after drawing or constructing your triangle, you can just maybe use these procedures. So we have some procedures on the board already, and we are going to be using the procedures to inscribe the circle in this triangle that we've constructed already. Okay? So let's follow the procedures carefully. The first one says we should construct the given triangle ABC, and we've already done that. Okay? We've taken care of the first step by constructing the triangle ABC. And see how ABC here. Okay? You can see the triangle. Right? So the second procedure is what we are going to now: bisect angle CAB and ABC to meet in 0. Okay? So at this point now, you can choose to bisect any of the two angles. Remember, we have three interior angles here. Okay? This is A, this is B, this is C. These are the three interior angles. And remember, the sum of these interior angles must give you 180 degrees. So you can choose to bisect any two of these given interior angles. Okay? Mr. A can choose to bisect angle A and B, while Mr. B can choose to bisect angle B and C. At the end, you arrive at the same solution. Alright? So let's remove these angles and inscribe our circle in the given triangle. Alright? So let's bisect this base angle. Remember, this, we call this the base angle. So let's bisect angle CAB and angle ABC. Alright? So for you to do that, you pick your compass or your pair of compass. Alright, so you choose any radius of your choice. Choose any radius of your choice. Just pick any distance of your choice. Okay? Then you place it at, since you are going to bisect angle CAB. This is angle CAB. Whenever you see three letters like this and you are asked to bisect the angle, the one at the center is the one you are going to bisect. Okay, you can see we have C, A is at the center, then B. So you are going to bisect angle B. Alright? Look, this case too, we also have three letters here, A, B, C. What is at the center here? B. And you are going to bisect angle B. So the first one we are going to bisect is angle A. That's angle CAB, which is this angle. Alright? This is one of the best angles. So you pick any radius, pin your compass at point A with the radius you selected, then you draw an arc to cut the two sides of the triangle. Okay? So let's call this side that the arc cuts the line I, and call this other part I. Okay? So once you are done with this, you can pick more than half the distance of the angle. This is more than half. Remember, half should be somewhere here. Alright? Half should be somewhere here. But I pick more than half the distance of the angle. Once I've done that, I'll place it at I. Draw an arc. Remove it. Don't change the distance on the compass. Just transfer the pin to the other side, I. Then you you cut the arc. You cut the arc you've drawn already. Alright, you can see we have two arcs there intersecting at one point. When you are done with this, you pick your ruler and draw a line from point A passing through the intersection of the two arcs. You can see that. Alright, so we've successfully bisect one side of the angle. Now we are going to bisect the other side of the angle. We are following our procedure. We bisect this side of the angle now, CAB, and we are going to bisect ABC. So let's bisect ABC. You do the same thing, just the same procedure. You pick any radius, okay? You must not use the same radius you use here, but if you choose to use the same radius, it's fine. So you pick any radius of your choice, then you pin it at point B, you draw an arc, alright, cutting the two sides, the baseline and the other side, okay? So let's call here I, and call here IV. Alright? So you also pick more than half the distance of the angle, more than half the distance of the angle. So this is more than half. Then you draw an arc this way. Then you move it, you pin it at IV, and you bisect the arc. Or you cut the arc, sorry. When you are done with this, you also pick your ruler and you draw a line passing through point B through the intersection of the two arcs. So you draw a line from B passing through the intersection of the two arcs. Okay? So we are done with the second procedure here. Now the third procedure, sorry, you see that these two lines are meeting at a point here. So we call that point what? Point O. Right? So we call that point O, this point, where the two lines. So it's bisect line AB and draw perpendicular line to pass through point O. Okay? For you that are just learning, it's necessary you bisect this line to get a perpendicular line passing through this point O. But if you don't want to do that, you can still go ahead and inscribe your circle. Okay? So let's just bisect that line AB. Remember when we talk about bisect, we are asked to divide something into two equal parts. So for us to bisect line AB, you pick more than half the distance of the line, okay? See that line AB, half should be somewhere around there. So I've picked more than half, okay? When you've done that, you draw an arc down, and you also draw another one up. Don't remove the pin of your compass at that point A while doing that. Then you transfer it to the other side, B. At that point, you cut the arc, and you cut the down arc too. You can see that? Alright. So you join the intersection of the two arcs with your ruler. And see, I'm going to do this. This is one, this is the other one. So I'll join this. Extend this line passing through this intersection of these two arcs to the other side, okay? So let's extend this line to meet the other line AC. So that you can also extend this one too to meet the other side, okay? So let's call this V and this other side VI, okay? We are now looking at the third procedure here. With center O and radius OV or OVI, draw a circle to touch the three sides of the triangle. So that is the next thing we are going to do here. And if you take a look at this construction already, you can see that this is our point O and this is our point VI, and you have your point V here. Okay? So you are going to make use of your compass. You pick your compass and pick OVI, the distance from O to OVI as your radius. If you don't want to pick OVI, you can also pick O to V, which is still the same thing. Whether you are picking OVI or OV, the distance is still the same. Okay, so when you pick that, you pin it at point O, then you inscribe a circle. You can see what I'm doing on the board. Describe a circle. Sorry, my compass is shaking on the board. To touch the three sides of the triangle. Okay? So that is that. You can see that my circle is touching the three sides of the triangle. None of the circumference is going outside the side of the triangle, and none of the circumference is not touching the side. So whenever you construct your own, make sure that the circumference touches the three sides and doesn't go outside. Okay? Make sure it touches the three sides. Alright, so we are done with the first example here. We are going to look at this second example. Now let's take a look at the second example here, example 2. It has to construct a triangle AB, 95 mm, BC, 105 mm, and CA, 90 mm, and circumscribe a circle to touch the three vertices of the triangle. Right? So now we still have the procedure here, and we're going to start with the first one. We have to construct the given triangle. And if you take a look at what we have already constructed the given triangle, and I believe we can do that. Okay? So let's go to the second step there. The second step, bisect side AB and BC to intersect in O. Now what this means? Bisect side AB and BC to intersect in O. Now we have three sides here. Okay? So you can bisect any given side at all. You can choose any side of your choice and bisect. But in this case, we are going to follow the procedure here. We are going to bisect side AB, that is this side, and side. So let's look at the second procedure here. We have to bisect side AB and BC to intersect in O. And we have three sides that forms this triangle, and any given triangle must always have three sides. So you can choose to bisect any side at all. You can choose to bisect side AB, BC, or AC. Okay, so any side you can choose to bisect. But now we are bisecting this side, AB and AC. Okay, all right. For us to bisect side AB, we pick more than half the distance of AB. Okay, this is more than half. You draw an arc down here. You draw another one up there. Okay. Don't change the radius. Place it at point B. Cut the arc up and also cut the arc down. Okay? So once you are done with that, you take your ruler and draw a line passing through the intersection of the two arcs. Okay, so you have point and another point there. So you draw a line passing through the intersection of those two arcs. Okay. Once you are done with that, you successfully bisect this line AB. So you also bisect any other side. So let's bisect AC. You do the same thing. Pick more than half the distance of AC. Okay, this is more than half. Then you draw an arc this way. Then you draw an arc the other way. Pivot the pin of your compass at point C, cut the arc, and cut this other arc here. When you are done with that, you pick your ruler and you join the intersection of the two arcs with your ruler. So you join this, make sure the line is passing through the intersection of the arcs. So you see that the bisection of line AB and that of AC is meeting at the point here. So we can call that point O. Okay? So once you are done with that, we are through with the second procedure. The last one is with center O and radius OA, draw a circle to touch the three vertices of the triangle. So with center O and radius OA, but if you don't use OA, you can also use OB or OC. Anyone you choose as radius, it will still give you the same thing. So you pick OA as radius, pivot your compass at point O, then you extend it to A. Okay? Once you're done with that, you hold this side, check it, it will get to point C, and you also get to point B. Okay? Once you've gotten that, you can draw a circle to touch the three vertices of the triangle. Alright. You can see I'm doing that. So you see that my circle is touching the three vertices of the triangle. And this is what we mean by circumscribing a circle in a given triangle. We've come to the end of today's lesson, but before we go, I have an activity for you to do at home. Using a ruler, pencil, and a pair of compasses, construct a triangle PQR with PQ 74 mm angle PQR 60 degrees and angle QPR 45 degrees, and inscribe a circle to touch the three sides of the triangle. And the second one, construct an equilateral triangle with side 54 mm and circumscribe a circle to touch the three vertices. Alright, so that is all for today.